Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Healwood here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my first Black Ops 3 tips and tricks video. And the gameplay you're seeing in the background here is me actually completing the Dark Ops challenge Nuked Out, where you have to get a nuclear medal or going 30-0 in a free-for-all with no score streaks. But without further ado, the first tip I can give you guys is always be aware of your minimap. And this is something to keep in mind whenever you're playing, just because the minimap is important and it reveals these three things: your own location on the map itself, whenever enemies fire their gun without a suppressor, and enemies who don't use blast suppressor as a perk, and when they're using their thruster abilities, it shows on the minimap. And this is important because it gives you the upper hand as a player, so you can be ready for gun engagements, aiming down your sight when you just notice someone boost jump behind you. They won't expect it, and it'll ultimately give you the upper hand. And another tip I can give you guys is always reload after you just won a gunfight. This is important because you'll always be prepared for the next gunfight or situation that'll come about. And there's been a plethora of times where I never reloaded and I actually ended up losing that gunfight and engagement while I was on kill streak or something. And it can just be really frustrating. So I say just get in a habit of reloading whenever you get the chance to, so you'll just be prepared. And going off that, when you're not running scavenger or you don't have enough bullets, always pick up another gun just so you're always prepared. And speaking of being prepared, later on in the gameplay, I actually swap between a few guns just because the gun that I'm using right now, the XR2, eventually runs out of bullets. And I knew I was going for the long kill streak, so I had to have another gun so I'd be prepared for new engagements and gunfights. And another tip I can give you guys is to really utilize the movements and mechanics in Black Ops 3. And with those movements, there's a few things you can do. You can boost slide, you can boost jump, and the G slide, and I can include a little clip of what that looks like right about here. Alright, so that was the G slide, and it's an upgraded version of the boost slide, but it launches you forward and it's a little more efficient, and it just, looks cool. So in game modes like Search and Destroy, where you want to beat the enemy team to a nice line of sight or a good bomb spot, it's really efficient and productive in those game modes. So if you guys are curious about how to master it, I can do a separate tutorial video on that, so just leave a comment or message me and I can get on that. Anyways, getting back to why you should really utilize and try and master these new movements is because when you're engaging in a gunfight, before the introduction of these new mechanics in Advanced Warfare, the person that would get the first shot off in that gunfight would typically win. And the people that, just stay the same, they don't really want to learn the new mechanics, those thruster abilities, they will usually lose those gunfights. And if you have a mastered, you will outgun these people, and you can get those high score streaks, the nice high KD gameplays or challenges like Nuked Out. If you have those skills down and use them in every gunfight, it kind of just becomes muscle memory. You'll do it automatically and you won't really have to worry about it. So I just say practice. Like piano, if you're trying to get good at an instrument, you want to practice every day. So same with Call of Duty here. If you want to master those new movements, thruster jumping, all that good stuff, you want to try to practice those in your games when you're playing. If it's a 1v1 situation, go ahead and utilize it. I mean, you might fail sometimes, but if you don't try, you'll never succeed. But failing sometimes, it's not the worst thing in the world, because failing and making mistakes, you learn from failing and making those mistakes, right? If you're not good at it, you're not used to it. So really just practice, like I was saying earlier, and you can kind of draw a comparison here with difficult challenges like Nuked Out or other ones out there, because there's a lot of them. But it can be really frustrating, it can take a toll on you. If you're going 30-1 or like 28-0 and then you're about to get it, but you die by something stupid, you're so close. And yeah, of course it's frustrating, but just move on. Don't let it get to your head. For this challenge in particular, the Nuked Out one, me, myself, and I, hey, shout out to G-Eazy, I thought it was frustrating. But like I was saying earlier, just keep persevering, try it out, and eventually you'll get it. And looks like that was the end of the gameplay here, boys. 30-0, Nuked Out. So YouTube, ich werde euch nächstes Mal sehen, and I'm a G-Slide out of here.